was just one of those things where like you're just waiting for it, and if like you're just stressed out, just like pacing, waiting for it.
I didn't want to come all this way and train all this time just to go home on the first night.
Are they gonna accept us or not?
I think there was like a little millisecond where time slowed down completely.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners, gold medalist.
HHI is an Olympic-style event. 4 divisions: junior, varsity, adult, and then there was a mega crew, all ages. So the idea of that event is for each country to have a qualifying round. Around September or October, HHI goes around the world and they have 2 or 3 rounds of the best teams from each country competing against each other. They narrow it down to 3 in each one of those divisions. The best 3 in each one of those divisions, all around the world, in August, they get to come to America and now compete against each other. That's when they send off their best into the World Championship. The rules are very, some would say limiting, but it's actually trying to see how much you can do in a short amount of time, what you can cover. There are a list of styles in the hip-hop genre that they'd like to see you cover. Popping, locking, breaking, crump, studio hip-hop, anything like that. There's a whole list of things they'd like to see you cover. There are 8 judges. 4 judges judge strictly your skill. The other judges score your performance. They take away your highest score and your lowest score in both of those segments, both skill and performance, and then they put that together. And that's the Olympic style, that's the Olympic way of scoring. There are 3 rounds, you never know what's gonna happen. People drop, people raise, it's crazy, it's cutthroat, you don't know what anyone's looking for, but it's just war from then on. I was sort of feeling that maybe this would be the last time I touched the HHI stage. For a while, I guess HHI did kind of have like a sour spot to me. Not necessarily the event itself, but just started to be a little bit traumatizing. Just because myself and the companies I've had in this company, collectively we've spent 13 years doing it. We can put something on such a high pedestal for so long with that same goal. I just figured that maybe, you know, we might take a break from it and then we can just focus on so much other things. There's other projects we like to do, other comps, you know, maybe we can do more throughout the year if we didn't spend so much time with that. And I just I felt like maybe it was time to do so. We love HHI, but it does wear on you. It kind of wears on your ideals. It kind of wears on the way you feel about the art you're pursuing. Maybe even with me, physically and emotionally, it's probably best if I just sort of take a step back. How many times can you do the same thing? I moved to LA in 2008 and didn't really come back to San Diego too much until we started the studio. My parents started the studio in San Diego. But even then, it was only like an every weekend sort of thing. From then on, with everything that was going on, and it was kind of a rough time at that point. I was sort of like bouncing from place to place, but I came home for a little bit to get my head, and then started the team, and it was pretty much that from then on. Haven't looked back.
But I fixed it. Don't call it a comeback. I'm like, hey, that's sick, dude. I cleaned it up a bit more. All that's missing is the closer, which is David hasn't chose the song yet. And it's how's it go? Y'all wanna party? Yeah, yeah. Y'all wanna party? Yeah, yeah. Something like that.
That's like I heard that. I'm like that's HHI. I can't wait to see who you choose to do it because Genesis has like there's gonna be a squad pretty soon. It's kind of a lot of them. Who are you thinking?
It's gonna be V.
Right.
Oh, Birdwell. Well, Mario. Yeah. Them three. But we're not sure about the rest yet.
Not sure about the rest. Yeah. Kind of messed up that Dominic's too old because he's a really good b-boy, and for a certain choreo he picks it up really well, and once he's got it. You know, that's the good thing too, is that we are still doing mega crew. So if we do pick people to be on the small groups, we're still all going. The fourth place team, we just beat them. We'll see what else everyone else can do.
Yeah.
Genesis directors. Yes, y'all got some work to do too.
Hecka. 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 Hecka.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Hecka.
You should put
Never
that
use
song
the
in.
word hecka. I'm done. No more questions, please.
Hi, Julie. Don't pay attention to them. Pay attention to me. Follow me on Instagram at Casey Gilman. I need more followers.
As a former choreographer and dancer myself, I just wanted to kind of give back to the up-and-coming directors, kids that have been training with the Origin for years, an opportunity to grow as not only dancers, but as choreographers in their own right.
Stand up. Something that I look for in these auditions is a big part of it is performance, yeah? Because if you're going to perform in HHI, I want to see if you can perform in the Cypher. So this matters to me a lot.
This.
It's driving me wild and I don't know why. I can't contain whatever's burning inside. I gotta find a way to figure it out. I found the answers and there ain't no doubt. You got what I'm looking for, yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep coming on back for more, yeah, yeah, yeah. Got what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for, what I'm looking for. Got what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for, what I'm looking for. You've got that something that I've never known. You've knocked me out on the floor. Got what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for, what I'm looking for. Got what I'm looking for.
What I typically do is I keep throwing up different combinations. Doesn't necessarily have to be two. It just any combination of people. This is the chemistry test.
Tommy, Lexi, Rashad, Alberto, Hayden, Marion, and Z.
Add it on.
I was too young.
What I'm looking for. something that I've never known. You knock me out on the floor. Got what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for. What I'm looking for. Got what I'm looking for.
It's really hard because I knew everybody was trying so hard, so it was kind of like sad to say to some kids like, I knew you tried hard, but try harder next year, okay?
Most of them just needed more facial expression and more vibing to the music, but overall it's pretty hard to choose between all of them because they all had different elements to what we wanted.
Yeah, just comparing them. It's really, I wouldn't say inhumane, but I would say inhumane.
Hayden.
I say yes because of pickup.
I say yes.
The only problem, performance. He needs to look up more.
He kind of hides behind his hair.
He hides behind his hair. He doesn't have that performance aspect of it yet. He has hella potential.
I want to see more of Hayden.
So we have definite V, definite Rashad, definite Amarion, definite Alberto.
So basically the OGs from last year.
Lexi's a yes for me, I'll be honest with you.
Even though she's conditional.
Yeah.
Carson is an athlete. You know, that tumbling, or she really got into tumbling and consistently came to tumbling class and consistently came to breakdancing class, she'd be a beast.
Top conditional.
Okay. Who else?
Tommy.
His musicality is on point, but he's gonna be that one that we're gonna have to watch health-wise.
Tommy, you can't tell that he has health problems till after the fact. That's the thing. That's what makes him a yes for me because, like, he's going here and he's going off, he's going crazy, then he falls out. Plus.
It's 5:30. I need to go.
Bye. Carson's gonna grow. Lexi's gonna grow.
Right.
But if I had to pick another alternate, and y'all gonna think I'm crazy, Hayden would be an alternate for me. What's the call? How y'all want to do this?
What you guys want to do?
Oh, I keep hating on.
We can debate over it over social media today.
All right.
We had a couple kids that didn't do so well in the first audition, but we decided to have a second round and let them know what they needed to fix. And then from there we picked from those who had an opportunity. A couple of them did step up and make it the second time because they didn't make it the first time. So we gave them a couple of opportunities.
The audition process this year for varsity was a little bit more extensive. It wasn't going to be just about the choreography. This time around, I was going to give a certain number of athletics for them to do because those were things that I planned on using for the piece, and I wanted to make sure that they knew how to do them. The order in which I chose an alternate from last year, Kaylana. She had the best audition, was able to do the athletics great, did the choreography great. Next was Miguel, because he just made the piece look super easy. Next was David, because David is David and he just executed it well. Next was Amriel. The next under Amriel was Veronica. This would be her second time performing at HHI. I selected Veronica basically because of how clean she looked. That was a note that I always gave her, and she was able to clean out her moves and keep her energy. My only fear was she does have a tendency to get into her head. It is her passion, it is her determination that does that. Next under that was Angie. Only thing with Angie was like sometimes, not a whole lot, it's very rare, but sometimes she has trouble focusing. There are days where she's perfect, but her bad focus days are her bad focus days, and those were the only things that I was really worried about, only because I wasn't sure if we were going to have too much time to wait for it, just because, you know, we were really under the gun. Dancing, to me she's a flawless dancer. Under that was Gia. That sort of just surprised me and kind of let me down in a sense, only because I had seen her do so much better. To see the level of audition kind of like go down was a little iffy. Like I knew how clean she could be. I knew like how well her body awareness was. I just was like expecting more raw. Paulina, she struggled a little bit with the choreography this time around for her audition. She struggled a little bit. The thing with Paulina that actually was crazy, even while she was doing the choreography wrong, even while she was doing it wrong, she was performing that wrong choreo. Like she would do something that's just like off the count and all of a sudden like give you a nice little smile. I'm just like, why is that so fun to watch? It's wrong, but it's right at the same time. And Gio was just last on the list basically because he wasn't there, so he sent me a video audition. My hope was that everyone was gonna come in, everyone was gonna kill it, and it was gonna be a hard decision because everyone knocked it out of the park, so now what am I gonna do? But it was sort of the thing where like 4 people killed it, then the rest, it was kind of sloping. It was kind of a testament to the training. It also was a testament to how like easily some people could get in their heads. If you looked super nervous, but just going into the audition, it's just me sitting there, I'm like, I'm just me. I'm just Darius Frye, lives in Los Angeles, but like you got judges who have been on TV and movies and have danced behind and choreographed for artists and stuff like that and have their own names and brands and things like that and millions of followers. And then the audience you're in front of, which is like a very, very critical audience. HHI is a huge critical audience. So it's like I need to see who wouldn't crack under pressure. It's not necessarily about, oh, you will crack. I'm not saying like, oh, you will crack or you won't focus or you won't or anything like that. I consider the possibility that you might.
I just wanted to share with you guys, I know I've shared it with your parents, and some of you may know also that the studio, the business as it is really, really struggling financially. Regardless of what happens as far as this building is concerned, this building doesn't make Origin. We're Origin, regardless of where we go. So we just want to have an open floor, open forum.
What about going to the beach and then performing there? Going to the beach, we'll have a bucket. We have a bucket that says Save Our Studio, and then most of us dance. Yeah.
We're not the first, or we'll be the last studio that has had financial woes. Some of the best here have had it. They've all gone through it. I guess it's just our turn, and it's a part of expanding. But I don't want to put anything out there to save our studio type of thing, because there's a lot of people that could care less about saving the Origin. Because you guys are really, really becoming a big threat. It would be a lot of folks that would love to see us shut down.
What are we going to do now?
Brainstorm, post them on the Origin page, post it on the parent page, and then we'll come together again soon and maybe come up with some stuff. But I look at it like this: in July and August, when we get those medals at HHI and WAD, it'll make the victory all the better.
So it's just like crazy freestyle. It's like so it's just like
My name is Gian Tenedo, aka JC. I am on OC Unlimited.
OCU this year, this would be the second time OCU has ever performed on stage. The first time we performed on stage was a year ago. That was 2017 HHI. Didn't actually make it very far, not past prelims, and not only that, but very low on the roster. Last year I had people who were also from LA. That was kind of a hard thing to get together. It didn't feel like something that everybody, specifically, the other members were really, really into, because, we all had other things to do. We had other things, other commitments, other problems. This year I had decided that I was going to form OCU again, but I was going to do it with San Diego dancers, with the exception of myself. It was going to be me and my OC3 teammates, Gio and David. This year, we had lost a member that was recently added. After HHI last year, we added another member, and with certain problems and drama and stuff like that, we had to get rid of that member. A few days after that, I get a call from JC. And he just hits me up for the first time in years, and he's just like, hey man, I just was thinking about you guys, and I feel like we should do something, and you know, feel like I owe it to the studio and all that stuff, and maybe, you know, we can collab on something and figure something out. So I tell him, I'm like, okay, come to the studio this Sunday.
Wait, let's do that one more time. One more time. In the same formation that you guys were doing.
I see it.
You know, him being a part of the first Origin crew ever in 2011, like with him, it felt like there was like unfinished business on both our parts because, you know, there was a bit of a falling out between us.
You know, I don't think I ever really truly apologized to Darius about all that stuff that happened. And I feel like, you know, coming back would probably be like, you know, like my version of like, hey man, like, I'm sorry for doing this. Like, this is where I want to be. Like, you know, I feel like the best way to repay you is just to, you know, just ride for you, man.
I asked him to be a part of OCE. I was like, hey man, I'm just like, we just kind of, you know, lost a member of, you know, our new adult team. We were gonna go back to HHI. I was wondering if you were down. And then he told me, he was like, stop right there, I'm in.
Right there.
Hi! Welcome to Christian's Corner. It's my first month on Origin. What's today's? It's my 1 month anniversary on Origin. We're getting ready for HHI. And what? I'm really excited. So, that's my sister, Paulina. People say we can be siblings. Oh, I'm prettier. I'm the prettier sister.
Hey guys, you should follow me on Instagram at Casey Bielman.
Follow me. Friend. The line. Touch it. Come all the way back. We'll do that to the 50-yard line.
Don't eat burritos before practice.
Next thing we're doing, something called reindeers. First line, go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Down. 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 I needed to see what I had to work with. Got a lot of fighters. Got a lot of coasters. I got a lot of weak links, and it's making me scared. It's making me nervous. So if I can't use even my best, my powerhouses, I can't use anybody. A year ago, we would do competitions and come in last place. We did that since the start. Last place. Last place. Now you guys are top half. You guys are top half of every lineup that you compete against now. Every single one. You guys are willing to drop it now. You're willing to drop it now. And this isn't for you. And we aren't for you. But if you are willing to keep doing this, welcome to the first day of HHI training. Everybody, come on. Come on. Come on. rest of you are free to go. Varsity, take a break before we start. Good job today.
That was good. That was good. Oh my god.
All right, this is what we're gonna do
That was
first.
no
First thing we're gonna do is go in the grass. After we go in the grass, right here, we're gonna do some things, just try some things out, and then we're gonna start dancing. Okay? Thank you for asking. This right here.
Oh my gosh, I love this one. I still remember.
Jack it up, select it, my friends. You got it, my friends. Stack it in, my friends. You got it, my friends. Stack it in, my friends. You got it, my friends. Stack it in, my friends. You got it, my friends. You feel it, my friends. My friends, my friends, my friends, my friends, my friends, my
And look at those!
He graduated high school 10 years ago.
I didn't say anything.
That's way higher. He's buff, bro.
I just said he's buff. I just said he's buff.
Let go of me, fool!
I was scared.
I just peed my pants a little. We're about to fight because SpongeBob is the best show in the world.
That's alright.
Just take a deep breath.
The truth hurts. The truth hurts.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
I'm kidding.
Don't touch me!
I'm mad at you. We all have different opinions.
You're a wiener!
Stuff looks heavy. Doesn't look heavy. They're coupons from the old business. A really great bow staff. How am I supposed to protect myself? Honestly, leaving the other studio sort of felt like a relief to me. Never really felt like our studio. Couldn't really do much to it. It was a gym, so it was pretty much set to go, so we just kind of went in. But this studio, this place, being as bare as it is, makes me feel like we can actually make this home, and this could actually be identifiable as our studio and not just a place we're paying rent on. Yeah, changes happen a lot of times for the better. I think this is for the better. Alright, so I'm going to teach the choreography, then we're going to block it. Yeah? So, starts at 5, 6, 7. You're gonna jump off the left. What? But you actually have to catch some air. It's 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay. 5, 6, 7. Go.
My name is Sierra Burdett. I have been stalking Miss Cheryl for a while since they were at the location off of Fletcher Parkway. Wanted to get back into the dancing game. Figured that some way, somehow I needed to be a part of the origin, so I guess you can say I kind of stalked for a while.
She tells me, she was like, oh yeah, I'm from Arizona. And I started realizing that she had connections with Jukebox, and we were a huge fan. I really respected that team specifically.
I never got to do HHI with the Jukebox family. Fortunately, I had some personal issues that came up. I had to take care of myself, and then I moved out here. So when Miss Cheryl set me aside and asked me if I wanted to join OCU, we're getting ready for HHI, I kind of panicked a little bit because I have not been on stage in 5-6 years. Having certain disabilities that don't allow me to move the same as everybody else, I thought I was way in over my head. But the awesome thing about this crew is that not once did they let me give in to my worries.
5, 6, 7.
It helps if I breathe.
Yeah, right. Helps if I breathe, I won't die. Yeah. Oh, yeah, all just rolling out. Just makes it just right here.
My. Waiting for the bus.
Is this a separate room? So.
You saw the varsity set, how athletic it is. Like,
Yeah, that scared me.
as soon as I started doing that, I'm like, oh no. This is probably the hardest part, though. The rest of the set is probably pictures.
You're lying.
We are so diverse.
Oh shit, I don't even remember.
It's like, we are so diverse. We got Filipino, like,
Oh, you mean like that?
right here, bro.
White!
Hey.
Yeah!
You got the one white guy quota real quick, you know.
So you're the minority of the group.
Exactly.
How's it feel?
You got two
You know, I'm
different
Yeah, 2 different types of Mexicans.
It's okay.
Got two different
I'll hold these guys.
North and south.
and then some colors. Get out of here.
I know.
You're not Mexican?
That's all I tell. What? Every time. Every time. Not even surprised. Not even surprised.
Mexican.
Nah.
In the eyes.
You see, it goes back.
Mexican. I thought he was Mexican the first time I met him too.
If you go back in history, when the Spaniards conquered the Philippines, the rest is history.
It's her fault.
Spaniards.
That's my 2 songs. I'm already tired. Help.
5, 6, 7, 8. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 5. Go again.
There we go.
3, 2. Like, what goes like Dragon Ball Z real quick. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you need to pick me up, dog.
I was laughing.
You need to pick me up.
So funny.
Oh, yeah.
I was laughing out of that. I was like, ugh. I was like,
Go again. This is funny, but I thought
that's why I was laughing.
But you're like dropping me out like what?
Ready?
Varsity rehearsals are actually fun, but not because like we rarely talked in varsity rehearsal. It was mostly Darius talking and a couple of jokes in every now and then. But the reason it was fun is because of the pain. Even though it sounds weird and creepy, but the pain made it fun because I knew I was getting better by each practice. Because, like people say, no pain, no gain.
1, 2, up, stop, 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 da, 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 drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and ta, 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 boom, boom, cat, and 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 da, 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 cat, 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 boom, boom, ta, boom, 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 7, 8.
You know, I don't think you should be landing on that crease.
I don't like it either.
Hey, I got that all the time.
Way to go, Gio.
It's like, way to go, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I'm proud.
But I still got hit, so I'm good.
Oh my god.
No, I got hit in my back though. So it's Gucci. As long as you hit my back, I'm fine with it.
Glad you're okay.
Yeah. I'm glad you got everything.
Really good, you got a lot of hard.
You could,
Yeah.
The whole picture.
you could give me a concussion, dog.
I can give myself a concussion.
You can hit me with the knee and I'll be dead.
Go again. We're gonna go with music.
Like, mommy with your face connected, mommy got a push shake, mommy make no way, mommy got a going crazy with it, hold me back, make it bad, little, what's there? I drink that cone, I still back, cause I put it on.
Here we go, boy. Here we go.
That was a hard day for me, personally. We learned this part where I have to jump over Gio and roll and go straight into the breaking piece. And when we learned that, believe it or not, it was not easy.
So, you're probably sore from this already from last night, the way you were doing it. But the way you just did it right there, did it feel better, like doing it? It's just really sore right there.
Either I stopped myself and I stayed behind Gio and that just ruins the whole piece, or he doesn't go down fast enough and I roll into him and I hurt him.
And I felt like Darius started hesitating to go over me. I feel like it was because he didn't want the pain on his shoulder, because when he hops over, he lands on his shoulder. So all the pain on his shoulder kind of like got to him. Like he doesn't want to do it anymore.
It didn't feel good when we hit each other, or when I stopped myself, I didn't feel good in my heart. I'm like, oh crap, I just ruined the whole set, you know? And sometimes I go up and I land and I have such a bony back sometimes. I don't think people know I really have a bony back. I really should get that looked at.
So all I'm doing, I just sit here and I want the gold.
Gold.
Up. Woo. I'm surprised too I can grab this. So it's pretty fast. It goes 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo. That's how fast it goes. 8. Top. 6, 7, and 5.
There's some hand.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What?
I like Ariel and Paulina. I don't know what that's happened to David, but you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, grab on 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 6, 7, 8. Is it 5 or 6? You keep changing it, David.
He said try to grab on 5.
4, 5, 6. Oh, I like it when it's like that. David.
I feel like there's a camera right there. Nothing.
Relax. Okay, let's try it.
So are we up on our fingers or are we not?
Fingers. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 6, 3. Oh, that looks so much better.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright. So that.
I like those three. Gia.
Wait, Gio's flipping me?
Yes. Dude, I got stronger for the years.
You didn't end up center. David did.
So we do it more on like a mat.
1 and 2, 3 and 4. I think that's good. You be forgetting counts. It's not where you forget counts. 7, 6, So that's 7, 8. You see how, okay, and then you do 7, 8. It's 7, 8.
See, the ones that doubt are the ones that
Doubting?
The ones that doubt more are the ones that fail.
5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Here, 7. Bring it up. Obviously, it's in your ear. Keep. Come here.
Oh, like throwing a baseball.
Yeah. Let's bring this out.
I like that. No, it's fire. What's the worst that could happen, right? That is not nice. Miguel's is not nice.
What'd you do?
It's Miguel's.
What'd you do? I don't know.
Come on, Miguel.
I'll tell you all.
Pretty freaking tight. Darius, these slide.
These are big.
So you should probably stand. Yeah, stand.
Actually, David.
Stand on the.
Put your, yeah.
I'm the, what's it called, that catcher. Got a catcher. Hold on.
Whoa.
This way.
Sorry. Just hold me up there. No, not high enough. Oh. Stunt isn't that bad. Touch my cheeks again. I know, I saw that. Chanel does this. Chanel taught me how to do it. You go.
Everything you have to know. No, but what do you mean over here? Push him to the ground, dog.
You gotta go down, man.
I did go down.
Go! Really sharp so he can get over. You can't forget your count. You see how he couldn't do anything else? You cannot forget that. Do not forget your counts. People, do not forget any of your counts in this set. You will get hurt. We will get lost. We will not do the set correctly. Focus on everything and get it done. Otherwise, it's going to be over before it starts. There's no point for us to do something so risky if we're going to be forgetting counts and losing focus. You can't do that. You can't. Not in this set. We cannot do it. Do we understand? Yes. Okay, try it again.
Jumping over a person and rolling takes time. And by time, I mean like you need to know your time.
Because the set is intended to win with. We can't recover from it. It's like that. So you guys gotta stay focused. You guys gotta know where you are. You gotta know what you're doing 100% of the time. 100%. That's what I was trying to tell you guys last night. You guys are just kind of everywhere else in your head, giggling, joking around, but you realize you can get badly hurt doing this set. It's to the point where some of the things like the stunts and tricks and stuff like that, I want to take them out because it's not even worth it anymore. You know? That stunt with Gia and Miguel, it's been, we've rehearsed 4 times at this point. 4 times, which means 4 weeks, which means we still can't get it. Like, well, what's going on? We still can't get it after 4 weeks. You know? Gio, it's an easy count to drop on 8. To drop suddenly on 8. Like, it's, because you need to be so low, so sharp. You're already down here. Woo! See how fast that happened? And as much as you're telling me you're counting, I see you hesitate every single time. Because you're not 100% sure when 8 is. And I've counted it for you. That is a problem. Because if you can't get 8 just to drop low, how are you going to get 6 to be able to flip her? You're not going to be able to. That's the thing. I know you already got crappy pickup because you don't take class a lot, but still, it is important. I want you guys to consider my patience officially lost with this sort of thing, okay? Right again.
After a while, I did start getting it, and yeah, I started getting it after, but that day I was pretty pissed on myself for not getting it.
There was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of hatred. There was a lot of hatred towards myself.
I was mad. I just wanted, I don't know I don't know I don't know how to explain my feelings, but that's probably one of the times I got way too mad at myself this summer.
He gave us a speech that kind of inspired me back into who I was as being patient and realizing that, you know, you're not perfect. And that's when everyone started getting more serious, I think, and taking this more like the fact like you need to get your act and your stuff together, or else we are not going to win.
I understand where he comes from and why he gets mad at us now, because I direct Genesis, so having that feeling and like having that all that responsibility on you to get something done for a competition is understandable now. Yeah. Genesis, set up David, do Casey. Nice click.
They forgot so much stuff I told them.
What? You doesn't know how I feel?
No.
I've been doing this for like 6 years.
I'm gonna throw up and like seize now. You better not.
These kids don't know. I've been doing this for 6 years.
No, I know.
6 years. With Darius.
6? That comes after 5.
He's been on the team, you know, since he was 11 years old, and he's 17 now. The thing that makes him worthy of being captain isn't always the skill set. There are many people who like being on the team, who are for the team, but like kind of like they're in it for like a personal goal. Gio wants the company to grow. He wants the studio to grow. He's always been about the studio, you know, and in a way that sort of like hurts his own personal growth in a little, because he's sacrificing that so that the team can rise. Because if someone comes in and they're saying like, you know, I should be, you know, because I do this and I do that and all this stuff, again, eventually you're gonna go onto your own personal route, you know, which is fine, you know, but like when I'm, you know, selecting someone I want to be captain, I want to be assured that the team will always be the priority. And for Gio, that's the case. That's his sacrifice that he has to make. I'm really proud of him, and you know, we are close, but it's a lot for that reason. There's not a whole lot of people that I know who would just like, you know, be down with the studio as much as him.
We wanted to make the directors happy, and we wanted to show them that we could actually get the dance and not have to like keep going over it and keep doing all of this stuff. and we didn't want them to be mad at us, like, for not doing what we were supposed to. So I think we tried our hardest, but sometimes it just wouldn't happen, and it wouldn't be our day, or it wouldn't be our rehearsal, and we didn't have a very good one where we would just keep drilling and keep going over the dance, and it was kind of just hard.
Sometimes some people at the end of the day would cry because it got really bad.
Gio, he actually knows how to control us, whereas like the newer directors, they're still struggling with that, but Gio's trying to fix that.
In rehearsals, he could be strict, but like, I get it. We fought through it, and it was just cool.
They definitely had like good choreo, and like when it all came together, it was dope. But there was like times where like you can definitely tell that like communication wasn't like there. Someone didn't agree with someone's choreo, and that could bring up something, or someone wasn't even finished with choreo, and like they didn't even ask for help or something. Again, like I get like it was hard because they are on multiple teams too. So like, but I feel like the overall of it was like still like okay, like good. But hopefully this year it will be a little better.
Get them spiders off the walls and sweep them walls.
Let's go to Starbucks instead of Santana's to get water.
These cars are scaring me.
Ow! My caramel wasn't even at the bottom when I got it. Oh, you didn't see the thing like that?
It was a crumb. You didn't even.
You swiped.
No, not yet.
Why not yet? You got a piece of the cookie. No fair.
Here.
Oh yeah, I get the smaller piece. Yeah, you're so brutal. How's make your rehearsal going?
How's your mega crew rehearsal going?
I feel like they're pressuring me to work harder.
Well, no dirt.
And then, well, they don't.
I'm gonna go to HHI.
But they don't care that I'm injured and it's severe.
Well, that's nice. I broke my growth plate right here, and they
Growth plate? You have growth plates in your arm?
You are so stupid.
Ooh, I like your makeup. Very pretty. Anyway, let's talk about your mega crew rehearsals.
My mega crew rehearsals are great.
Proceed in talking mega crew rehearsals.
I'm like, I feel like they pressure more like in Genesis rehearsal out. And like Darius is like less like what's the word? Less like
I don't know.
He's less strict than like Gio and them.
Hold on, let me see what time it is. Oh my god, rehearsal ends in 5 minutes. You think we should go back?
No, like we should like stay over here, right?
What?
My cookie! 5-second roll!
You don't know what's been on the floor. It could have been a homeless for my feet.
Hey Darren, can I have a little bit more of your gum? Never mind. I got it.
You always open the trash can. Did you get that on camera? You got it on camera.
No, OCU rehearsals are way different because when we were on Origin, we always have to be brought back in line because we're younger, we're not as mature. But with the adult crew, everyone's kind of gotten to the point where we know, like, okay, we have to get this done within a certain amount of time. We need to cover this area. Yeah, we can crack a few jokes here and there, but in the end, we got to get it done. But it's way more laid back. Can I get a dab counter? Julie, editing skills, go. What's that? 3, 2, 1. No, it should be soft, bro. That's all right. 3, 2, 1. What is this, bro? What is this? What's that? What's that? Oh!
I was a little worried because I felt like we were one of the crews. I didn't get to practice as much as the other 3 crews. But what I loved about all of this is, you know, we took it for what it was, and we made the best out of the situation, and we worked regardless.
Mississippi, put it down. I'm the hottest round. I told y'all motherfucker, y'all can skip me now. Listen to me now. I'm lasting 20 rounds. And if you with me, then come on with me now. Is you with me now? The bigger bounce. I know you dig the way I superstar. Holla, holla. People sing around. The people get around. The people jump 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 around. Get your phone. 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 Get your phone.
Not bad. You see how that opening slide actually helps a lot? Weird names of runs. The varsity set. Yeah, it's the first set that everybody's struggling with it. Like everybody, like nothing is coming easier to one person than another. Specifically with David, he's learned it easy. He's learned his blocking easy, but this time I can see that his frustration stems from the fact that this time around he's kind of on the same wavelength because the set is so complicated. And there's a lot of things that they still have to learn. I think they are starting to realize that,
The varsity set was hard. Not to underestimate anybody in the varsity set, but just being blatantly obvious, I think I had it the worst. Yeah, I had to take on all of the stunts that took part in that set, minus one stunt. 99% of the stunts, besides David just rolling over. That's the 1% I didn't do. At the beginning, Gia, she flew, because I was holding her. Gia, she did a twist thing flip, because I made her do that. Gia, backflip off the ground to her feet, because I made her do that. The fourth one, I pull out my biggest trick in my book, and I'm not any tricker, no professional tricker. I grew up being one of those kids that would rather die than go inverted in any way. I had to overcome so many fears to be able to pull off a stunt like that. It's called the V twist. Last stunt, not Gia this time. V, she flew too, because I made her do that. What is everybody else doing? They're just dancing. I'm dancing too. Then I gotta make people fly all the time. If you ever want to fly someday, just give me a call.
First of all, everyone stand up. Everyone stand. Everyone stand up. And everyone quiet down, because it's serious. If you guys do this set right, you're gonna win. You're going to. There is not a single part of this set that doesn't have a moment in it. If you do it correctly, you stay focused, stay hungry, and actually condition yourself when you're not here, you will win. This is my end of it. You guys uphold your end, you will win. All right, so see you guys then.
Paulina's a cheerleader, so she should be used to footballs being close to hitting her. Paulina!
Paulina!
Look. Oh, she is used to it.
Wow, cheerleaders.
People that I looked up to, they went to prison.
All right, so this is the part where it's R-rated.
Whoa! We're only on my first thing.
I mean, he's so moody. Ladies, be careful for him. Okay, I gotta take my pants off. This is what part where it gets R-rated. Sorry, ladies. I'm taking.
Oh my gosh. You're disgusting, that's what you are.
I'm trash, that's what I
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage. Listen here, ladies.
I'm ready.
Tuck it, then say
Oh my
bucket.
What?
Gio, what are you trying? This is Arizona, not Las Vegas.
You need to go somewhere.
Magic money, extra looking.
Never had name brand, now I'm on my way. Never money in my hands, now I'm on my way. Haters trying to put me down, now I'm on my way. They didn't used to like the sound, now I'm on my way. Now I'm on my way, now I'm on my way. Haters trying to put me down, now I'm on my way. Now I'm on my way, now I'm on my way. Haters trying to put me down, now I'm on my way. Haters try to put me down, cause I'm on my way. Now I'm standing.
Kung Fu looking. I'm gonna go home and get shot. Match kick because that's all blood.
I'm working so hard to get what I think I deserve. I'm taking off with the music straight up on planet Earth. Keep making hits even though life will try to throw you curves. I mean, that's what I heard. Now I'm solid to the core. I'm never satisfied with nothing, always push for more. I mean, what can I say? I'm working every day. Didn't used to have much, now I'm on my way. Never had name brand, now I'm on my way. Never money in my hands, now I'm on my way. Haters try to put me down, now I'm on my way. They didn't used to like the sound, now I'm on my way. Now I'm on my way, now I'm on my way. Haters try to put me down, now I'm on my way. Now I'm on my way, now I'm on my way. Haters try to put me down, now I'm on my way.
Oh, my hair sucks.
Expectations kind of going in, is there any like doubts, regrets, anything like that?
At first, it's kind of scary to think about because of how much dance has evolved over the years, especially since the last time like we went.
We're not kids anymore.
Yeah.
He doesn't regret.
I think it might be real crazy having so many dance crews.
Yeah, is there any questions you have when it comes to running dances?
I mean, something to tell them before they hit the stage, not knowing what to expect, especially for the first years, like Izzy.
I guess right before, take all the expectations like out of your head. Those will bog you down, especially at a competition like this. I think we know.
You get that pressure too.
It
doesn't truly hit you until you actually get there.
I try to explain to people how crazy it is, and it's like goes straight over their heads. Oh yeah, we're doing this. We're going. It's like, man, this is amazing.
It's the biggest in the world. The world, Mom.
That's nice, honey. That's nice. It's literally the Olympics of hip hop.
No one really relates to dance the same way they relate to like music or movies or something like that. Where there's always something. As far as like dance goes, it's weird. When we talk about it, it's cool. Like you gotta like be friends that you go to like high school with, and then it's like they comment on your videos and stuff. Oh, that's so cool. That's rad. Those things like that. But it's like, you don't get it. You don't get what I put into it. See, the thing about last year HHI for Genesis, they performed first, so they had no expectations to go into. They didn't really see anybody. They didn't see anybody practicing or anything like that because it was like no one was there yet because we had to be on the radio so early. But They were first, so they saw nothing, so they just went up and did their thing. They didn't advance, but they still did their thing. But there's been competition since where they have seen what they have to go up against. It may not be better than them, you know, or maybe another team's very good and they see it and they just sort of.
Yeah, actually, I remember during collaboration, they were like, some of the kids were coming up to me saying that before they even got the placing, I mean, even though they got first,
yeah,
they would come up to me and be like, we're gonna win this like really easy because they know like the other teams are gonna do that good.
Yeah, not the best mindset, especially so going into this, you still need to have the hunger. But I'm excited to see what they do in the future, only because I'm seeing what like you guys are coming up with. Like I think it was you sent me all the videos.
I took videos, but I don't want to send anything. It was probably you.
It was probably, yeah. Sent me all the videos and I was watching it. It was like the they're doing more formations. They're like doing more levels, you know, and like that's what makes me sort of proud about it. Yeah, but exciting. Your first year too.
Is it your first year? At Hip Hop International?
Yeah, yeah.
Never been.
Dude, you're in for it, man.
This is his first year, and he's he's a part of 4 divisions.
Oh, jeez. Even just one division is rough enough, man.
We were really getting better with the varsity set. Like I remember the first time Darius showed us just one piece. That was like the end of us. Like we didn't have any more like energy to keep going through like the rest of the songs, and it was just one song. We're getting better though. It's all about the growth.
In fact, I don't know if you know this, but Miguel actually said no at first when I asked him to be on LCU, but he did say no.
Why did you say no?
I thought it was just gonna be like a whole another load on like me in general, but then I had to like Gio talk me into it a little bit. I had my own reasoning for a little bit, and like it's like working out. If you don't put more weight, you're not gonna get stronger. So I told Darius, pulled him aside later the same day actually.
Oh yeah,
I was
the
like,
same
hey
day.
man, I told you it was gonna be like a weight on me, like more stress, like besides just dancing, but I'm ready to take that weight. Like I'm down.
All that transpired, and then we put him in the piece.
I have a feeling that after all this, you're gonna be glad that you said yes.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
The big kahuna, the big event. Where do I start?
Once you get like where they start welcoming everybody that one night, you're like, wow. Because you see all these teams built up into this one same room where there's like no room at all. And you're just kind of like shocked at that moment.
So once again, you guys, we want to welcome everybody back here, second year in a row, Phoenix, Arizona. So all of our AZ heads make some noise. Thank you guys for housing us and bringing us back here to represent this culture that we love. So make sure all of our directors and all of our dancers do your homework. Do your homework. Arnero Carvalho says it best. There are roots before branches. Please do our homework, guys. The only way that our culture is going to survive and get better and stronger is if we keep it strong. And please remember that.
Prelims. Oh my gosh.
judges have decided to advance 8 of the 14 crews that we've had here this morning to move into the finals. In 8th place, moving into the finals, their score was 6.77. They had a 0.10 deduction. OC Genesis.
I was really proud of them for them to be there and go that hard. Made me like, you know.
I felt like I had the most confidence in varsity. I felt we were going to do a lot of damage with varsity.
We are getting ready to announce who's going to move on through to the finals.
We're just ready for that moment to come. All it is just the wait for the other teams to get announced.
So I have with me the announcement. The judges are taking 11 crews forward. We're taking 11 crews forward in this division. 11th position, moving forward to the finals tomorrow night. Their overall score 6.07. Let's bring back Toronto Bulldogs.
I don't know if you guys like caught this, but like we were holding hands and Gio goes, not yet.
In 10th position, moving on to the finals tomorrow. Their score was 6.33. Let's bring back the Origin.
So me personally, I was hoping that we were gonna be, you know, first or second or third or top 5th or something like that. But when we heard our names like closer to last, we all didn't even want to go on that stage in the first place. That people were like, come on, run on stage, and they're just all walking to our spots. And I'm like, yeah, they're pissed. And I was too. I was kind of upset that we didn't get farther, but you know, there was nothing we could do at the time but just kind of celebrate that we moved on. You know, there was a chance for us to move on and get higher up, you know, so that was just something we had to work on.
It surprised the heck out of me too, because, you know, I would watch them here and there on, you know, while they were rehearsing, but on stage, like I said, completely different.
We had a second chance, but to get so low on something we really basically killed ourselves for just really shocked me, and it was really overwhelming. I'm not one to shed tears at all, but that really got me hard.
After that, it was time. The best part was when we ended that set and everybody was on their feet.
It was one of those weird things where it's like you want to hear it, but you're very nervous to find out the results. And we're all waiting there, and we're hoping we made it. And they started naming out. They started shouting off names.
Let's bring back guests of honor.
For me, there's a few names that I have to hear before I start throwing in the towel.
In 5th place, Colomado. 4th place, LFG.
This is it, because we know that Exiles and Rise are probably going to be up there because they want steak sauce, and they haven't been called up yet. So it's like, all right, well, those are 2 spots that are probably going to be taken. So this has got to happen now or never.
Maybe we might place. Maybe we might get here. Maybe we did really good. And then there's that realistic expectation of, oh, well, we're just gonna go home, or this is our only day here.
Here are the top 3 crews presently, and they are also on their way to the finals tomorrow night. In 3rd place moving forward, their score 7.76. In 3rd position currently, OC Unlimited.
We were just big babies on stage, to be honest. We just yelled across the halls, running. It was probably like my favorite part of HHI this year.
Darius.
Choose one.
Did I win?
No, you lost.
Oh.
You died.
I died?
Alright.
I've already seen it.
Yeah. Okay. Alright guys, we're gonna watch this 3 times.
Mommy with the cute face, can I get a date? Mommy got a cute shape, mommy make 'em wait. Mommy got them going crazy for that. For me fast, make a dash, get it, for it's cash.
Alright, so hope this puts it in better perspective for you guys. I don't see you getting tired, which is a good thing. But the performance judges are judging like crazy performances, like showmanship for days, you know. And that's not particularly something that, popped out at me, while watching. Competition isn't over yet. One thing that you guys can't do, you absolutely can't do, is look at your score you're placing for the first night. You can't look at that and say, okay, well that's just where it's going to be. Yeah, you can't look at that.
There was a junior team that I saw. The only reason I think they beat Genesis is because they had this. They were going like this. They looked like they were possessed. We need to look like we're possessed. That's the only way they're going to see it because they're so far.
Yeah, so they're level with the stage. So what they're looking at is what they can see at face value.
Dark makeup on
Like
our
dark
face,
black lipstick.
they'll be able to see.
For if you got like dark lipstick or something like that, they'll definitely be able to see when you're doing stuff like that because it outlines.
We should,
so
the guys we should
I
wear.
have dark
We should wear.
You guys should wear black here
Black
and then go.
dark lipstick, and then anything that will accentuate your eyes as well.
Casey's mom has a flash drive for Genesis.
Okay. Yeah. So when you guys have to grab that, you guys deal with that. Genesis members staying here. Varsity members, you guys should get ready
Yeah.
to leave.
We're going to do that in Genesis.
You're gonna see after Genesis.
Huh? Yeah, we're meeting downstairs.
I'll see you.
Yeah, we're gonna meet downstairs.
As soon as they said, like, as soon as they got to the CEO, I like freaked out.
I didn't get into the limited part, honestly. I heard
See,
and I was like,
it's like
limited.
It's still not us. Still not us. Looking here, my main worry so far is not necessarily about where we are, but just losing where we are. Because LFG is right behind us, but they're literally right behind us. Right behind, like they're really on us. The skill points are definitely coming for the Rise, Exiles, and LFG from their stunts, their acrobatics, things like that. We don't have much of that. So anything we're gonna have to do is what we've been doing, which is outperforming them. Another thing that's probably going for us is like no one was doing what we were doing. I wasn't super impressed with anybody else except for LFG. That's why I keep
LFG,
bringing.
yeah, same.
I know the director. I know Danielle. I know she's crazy. We're hoping is that since her other team, Limo, actually placed high in Mega Crew, that maybe she's distracted because they got a good chance of medaling, and it's like up there. Like they placed second last night. That's crazy. We placed third, and there were mistakes. I know personally I made a mistake pretty early on. How'd you guys feel with the performance? Like individually, you felt good with it? Felt good?
I didn't even mess up at all. I didn't feel any mess ups. We'll see in the video.
Okay, but yeah, it's just important that whatever good vibe we had from we keep going with it. That's it. Just keep focused. Cool. See you guys there.
Origin, can I have you guys come over here real quick? We've all been working really hard, and can't wait to be able to ourselves. Our director Darius here. So as a token of our gratitude, we decided to get you a little something.
Just a little.
Just a little something. Just a little something. Just a little. Hold on, wait, hold on. No, let him open it, bro. Let him open it.
Yeah, let him open it.
Okay, I'll move this out of the way. What? We got signed by everybody on Origin.
And Genesis.
And Genesis.
Woo!
Thanks, that's trippy.
Jesus!
Yes. Yeah.
We found. Is Cheryl in there?
So, you better win, okay? I'm gonna take your cost.
Positivity. 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 Do you have nail polish remover?
No.
When I stress, I take it off. I need nail polish
Did you
remover.
just do your nails?
Yes, I did, but I couldn't keep them.
There's a director for you right there.
Like super bad.
When we were about to go up, I was so nervous that I almost forgot the whole set. I was just, oh my God, that was a mess.
Check this out. Do you want to have a party? Yeah, yeah. Do you want to have a party? Yeah, yeah. Then get down,
Genesis. Man, what you gonna do now? What we're gonna do right here is go back. Something like this. Hit it.
I wanna rock right now. I'm raw bass and I came to get. I get stupid, I mean outrageous. Stay away from me if you're contagious. Cause I'm a winner, no not a loser. To be an MC. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of
Yeah, boy. 1990, Chubb Rock jumps upon the scene with a lean and a pocket full of green. The green doesn't symbolize I made it on the top, but RoboCop last year was a hit it.
Was very confident on that we were gonna move on to Worlds. Like I felt like we have worked this hard and like we worked a lot harder even than we did last year.
The Origin! Mississippi putting it down. I'm the hottest round. I told y'all can't stop me now. Listen to me now. I'm lasting 20 rounds. And if you want me, then come on get me now. Holla, holla. Now people jump around. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Benjamins, new car whipping it. The dance that you're doing is dumb. How they do where you from? Hey. Sticking out a tongue, girl, but you know you're too. Everybody here get it out of control. Cause misdemeanor said loose.
Should I bring it back right now? Now bring it back there.
It was just really a privilege to be there. I was proud of myself that I was able to keep up with that set and pull it off on stage, especially my beat twist that at that point, I wasn't even comfortable doing it. It was like my mind split in two. It was like, dude, you're gonna kill yourself. And the other half was like, dude, we're gonna look so cool. You know, the sad part is, on video, you can't see it.
Three.
I know a lot of people had doubts. You know, Giovanna still, you know, believed that there was no way. No one's ever done it before, she thought. And Darius and Daryl said to her that, like, there has been times where people have jumped from almost last place to third. You know, it has happened before. So I think that shot more confidence in her. And I wished more people had heard that, because I don't think everyone heard that word of advice. And I think a lot of people had more doubt.
Are you guys ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President of Hip Hop International Worldwide, Mr. Howard Schwartz.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Mookie. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and all the junior crews who are here tonight competing for 3 spots to represent the United States and become United States Hip Hop Dance Champions. And for the bronze medal, their score was 7.20. Let's bring back Playground of Las Vegas. Playground. For the silver medal and a chance to represent the United States at the World Hip Hop Dance Championship, their score is 7.57. 7, let's bring back Electro This is it. This crew will win the gold medal for the United States and represent you in the first place position at the World Hip Hop Dance Championship beginning this week. Their total score, 7.81. Ladies and gentlemen, your champions gold medalists, Lil Funk. Boston, Massachusetts. Congratulations, gold medal, Lil Funk.
And ladies and gentlemen, presenting the medals, bronze medal, Cumber Padoke and Devin Marling. Silver medal, Kerry Isaias and Jim Keefe. And the gold medal, Dana Mungar and Zulu Gremlin.
I'm proud of you guys. Put your heads up. Put your heads up. I'm happy for you. Come on. Here. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you guys. Come here. I'm proud of you guys. I love you guys. I'm proud of you guys. I love you guys. You guys are my kids, okay? I'm on the side. You guys are my kids.
I'm able to take that medal. You hear me? Don't cry. You did a good job. This shirt's on the ground now. All right? And we're coming back.
Or the origin. Genesis. Y'all define hip-hop. Don't forget that. A competition isn't going to change you. A competition is going to change you.
That was Dance Championship. I am now going to announce the crew who are the bronze medalists for the USA Hip Hop Dance Championship. And their score, 7.42. In third place, the bronze medalist for the United States Hip Hop Dance Championship, Electro Who takes the silver medal? What crew will represent you and go to the World Hip Hop Dance Championship this week, representing the United States with a silver medal around their neck? Their score was 7.85. We bring back right now Imperium of San Diego, California. Imperium. Here they come, Imperium. This is it now, the gold medalist, first place. Their score, 7.86. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners, gold medalist, Kaba Kids. Kaba Kids, Irvine, California. Kaba Kids. In third place was the bronze medal with a 7.91 on the way to the World Hip Hop Dance Championship. Let's bring back OC.
Oh my God! No! Oh my God!
And next, in the adult division.
someone to give me a chance. And the fact that I know that I don't move like everybody. I know that I've not had much practice. You know, I had a 6-year break. The fact that Miss Cheryl gave me a chance, I think that's all I needed because I thought I was done. And I was like, you know what? I got to do a lot of things. No, I didn't get to dance for Janet or Britney Spears, but I had fun, and I accepted that. And I'm so thankful for her, and I'm so thankful for Darius. I'm thankful for everybody.
Oh, shoot. Right here. Baby.
This is great! Oh my gosh!
Finally got you one. There'll be more.
You did it. We did it, Mama.
Lucy, stop!
Did nobody expect this or what? Like, I
Pinch me, Julie. Pinch me. It's on, James. It's on.
Well, hey, for old time's sake, dude.
Boom.
It went from rep the squad time to rep the country time.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
So, just a deck of cards. Oh, there's the other joker right there. So only were the 2 jokers. Put those aside for right now. They're actually going to do the work.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so go ahead and just reach over and slide a card out, any card you want. Yeah, just slide it out and look at it. Happy with it? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Now, once you go ahead and cut the cards, like that. Yeah, that's good. Put your card on top of there.
Up here?
Yep. And then bury it. Okay, good. Now, here's where, let's straighten that up. Here's where these 2 jokers here are actually going to find your card. So, kind of slide them in, slide one in up near the top, and then slide the other one in up, down near the bottom. All right, and just make sure these guys are. Just have to wait for them to go find the card. Sometimes they get a little lazy. I think they found your card. Oh, what happened? There they are.
Oh, they found it?
There.
Yo, Molly.
in the adult division who will advance. The judging process will consist of we have 8 judges, 4 presentation judges, and 4 skill judges. Now for the 24th position, bringing back OC Unlimited, USA.
When we got on stage, when they called us up, we looked mad. People were saying we looked mad. No, we're not mad.
We're not mad, we're tired. We were excited to be there, don't get me wrong, but we were just like, we have to do this again. And we did it again.
HHI round 4. Starting to lose count of the days. I haven't bathed in 3 weeks. I haven't eaten, except for pizza on a diet. Dr. Pepper, because David likes Dr. Pepper. I'm starting to have hallucinations. I saw a man in my window. I actually think that one was real, but there was a puppy.
I'm hurt.
We're all hurt. Yeah, I'm in pain.
We're gonna go to finals. Let's make it to finals. I'm ready to fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm like saying.
So we make it.
We're trying to keep moving, so we should probably
Darren, get up,
to
bro.
Darren.
Yeah, Darren, keep moving. We're not sleeping today, Darren. Today we're just gonna fight. We're fighting for the can happen. One more time, let's get it!
I want to sleep. It doesn't even feel like we have to perform today. Is it weird? I'm happy that we're kind of going ninth because I'm like, I don't know if I can wait till the end again.
No, I just want to get it, like, get it over with, and then.
Yeah. So now I'm kind of happy that we're a little bit earlier, so maybe, you know. So that's why I'm just
maybe we're not going to be as tired.
Yeah.
Please take your seats. We're ready for the announcement of the scores and who will advance to the World Hip Hop Dance Championship Finals. Are you ready for the scores? All right, ladies and gentlemen, no further ado, please welcome to the stage the President of Hip Hop International Worldwide, Mr. Howard Schwartz.
With the 7.37 in second place, moving on, Darius.
Oh man, this has been the craziest week of my life. The craziest, most fantastic week of my life. And for it to come to an end now, I have no issue with it. I have no issue with it because OCU is third in the nation. And forever, not even just for a year, forever, we will always be the 2018 bronze medalist for the USA. We were chosen to be here, we belonged here, and everything that happened to us, we deserved. It was meant to be. I feel like it would be super selfish of myself to be pissed about not making it to finals when every other round, we're getting surprised. Don't even play, because you guys were surprised that we even had to perform today.
Yeah.
4 rounds. All this happened to us. And it's nuts. I'm happy that it happened with you guys. I have no regrets in this situation. No regrets. It just makes me want to keep going, makes me want to just keep. And I hope, you know, it just makes me also want to go home and motivate our youngers. Yeah. Our varsity, our juniors, just makes me want to go and motivate them too, because they're super proud of us, regardless of what happened. They would have been proud if we just made it to U.S. finals. They would have been proud if we just made it to World Prelims. And they're going to be proud right now too. And I hope this makes you guys realize that, you know, dreams do come true, whether or not it's a few years, 1 year, or like myself, 13. Things do happen. You just work hard enough for it and you keep going no matter what the pain is, no matter what the strife is, no matter how tired you are, you have to keep going. At this point, we should go to the tent and cheer on the rest of America, because that's what this is about, yeah? This is also what this is about. Cool? Yeah, keep your heads up. Keep your heads up. This is dope. This is dope. I can't believe what we've done.
I knew they were gonna make it. I was like, the first time I saw them rehearsing their piece in the studio, they weren't even doing a full out, and I was amazed. I was like, they're going to Worlds. Like in my head, I never said anything out loud.
I definitely went home and watched all of Worlds, not knowing when they were going on, and sat on the couch all day and just watched. And they finally went on, and I was so happy.
I would have loved to stayed. I would have loved to watch, supported. Watching live stream, my parents did it with me, and they saw the crews from all over the world, and they're just like, oh my gosh, that would have been a great experience to stay. And I was like, you know what, we could have. We were there. Dad had a whole week off from job. We were supposed to stay. Next time, just listen to me.
It was a little bittersweet because we couldn't actually stay for the finals and see him actually compete in the World Championship and go all the way to the semifinals. But it wasn't that heartbreaking because we know it's going to happen again, but this time we're going to be going for the gold.
there's still other members in my company who do want that medal. They want that feeling. They want that experience the way I had. And I felt like if I were to stop on either one of those circumstances, that it would feel selfish. It was why I was pushing so hard and why I would get so upset, is because I didn't want to leave with unfinished business for everybody. I wanted everyone to get their chance to shine. With that being said, you know, I do have a responsibility to the company, and this can't be the last time we do HHI.
We came to fight, we came to win. We lost before, but never again. Back on our grind, you know what it is. Yeah, this is our year. Knocked us down once, got up again. Put in the work, so I know we gon' win. This is for real, we never pretend. We gotta win, yeah.